Hello everybody, what's happening? My name's Neil, welcome along to Midlife Motors, and no, you haven't misread the thumbnail. This video today is going to be more about midlife life. The reason I've decided to make it is because for the past 12 months I've gone self-employed. I've left the corporate PAYE life behind after 3 decades, and I thought I'd run through the whys, the wherefores and how it's all going, just to see if it's something, if anybody else is thinking about. Now, to do that this week, I am working on the East Coast. We're here on the West Coast, so I've got to get in the car. I've got to get cracking. I'll catch up with you in a second. Why did I want to go self-employed? How did I get myself into that position? How's it going? Will I stick to it? And what's the work like? I'll try and show you that. So as we crack on the journey, probably going to have a stop along the way. We'll try and go through those various points. Don't worry, we will also cover the important questions of how do you go about getting the work and how much can you expect to get paid for it. So keep watching. I work in the construction industry. Now, I started out and qualified as an engineer, but over the years I've moved into management, and I find a 5-day week now at my age, 50 plus, I find a 5-day week a bit long. And I don't mean long as in 5 days is a long time, but the standard in construction seems to be doing a 40-hour week, give or take. But people seem to drag 40 hours over 5 days. Some even do a Saturday morning, and it just seems to go on forever. I'd rather blitz it, do my 40 hours in 4 days. 10 hours work a day is not, I don't think, madly bad for anybody, especially if you're then going to get 3 days off. So going self-employed's enabled me to do that. Now I'm having to take a little bit of crap first. Nice RS6. Having to take a little bit of crap first and do shifts through the night, which is, it's not great, it's not ideal, but I'm hoping this is I'm gonna prove my point, and this is gonna lead to something that we can maybe do over a day shift. I don't need a lot of time after work. I don't go and watch football. I don't have people to collect and take to places. As long as I can go for a walk with my dog, have an hour or so in the gym, that's all I need. So it's working okay. That's the reason why. I don't know if you can see that through the trees there. I'm taking in a bit of history as I go, but that is, crikey, let's get past this flyover. That is, that's not history, that's a shitty new building. But there we go, there's the Wallace Monument. William Wallace, Braveheart, superb. We've got to consider how we get into this position though, how we step out of what a couple of brothers, well-known brothers, call the matrix, because you're stepping away from a bit of security. The banks won't like you if you're trying to get a mortgage. If you want to buy a car, the loan companies won't like you. So you've got to be prepared for that. You've got to keep that in mind. You've got to be aware of that. But in terms of the job itself, well, in the UK here, to get onto a construction site, you need a CS, construction skills, construction scheme card. And I've got the professional card now, fortunately, and I keep that active, keep that live. For a site itself to be open, it requires to have somebody on site with first aid at work, and I've put myself through that, and I have that certificate, and I keep that valid. And also something called SMSTS, Site Manager Safety Training Scheme, which is quite a big course. It's a week-long 5-day course where you learn not just the mandatory things that you have to do to keep a site safe, both people, the environment on a day-to-day basis, but also nowadays some of the legal legislation that the site's got to comply with. And that protects not just the people on site, but also the employers, the client itself, that sort of stuff. Now I've got that, and I keep that live as well. So those bits of accreditation, they're quite good to have going forward, taking it to a prospective employer, because A, not everybody has them, B, not everybody wants them, because there's quite a lot of responsibility that comes with that, and C, pretty much every site these days is demanding that. So that's how I got myself into a position where I was probably on the right foot to make the leap. Breaking it down into sort of 3 aspects, I think. Number 1, do I miss the corporate life? Absolutely not. I mean, I enjoy my job. I enjoy construction. It's quite interesting, and you meet some great people, and you get to do some fantastic projects. Play with, as a man, toys, big machines and everything that they're quite exciting, and they're modern. You know, technology is very much at the forefront of construction, and I like that. But I don't miss being in the corporate game. I don't miss all the office politics nonsense. I mean, I nearly swore there, but you waste so much time and effort with all the political and backstabbing, and particularly in construction. It is a little bit of a sausage fest, construction, so there's a lot of testosterone, and I can't be arsed with any of that. So no, I don't miss any of that. I mean, everybody, you want to be your own person, don't you? You want to do your own thing, you want to make your own money, you want to live your own life, but you know, you have to comply and follow certain routes to be able to do that, to lift some of the shackles. So that's good, that's great. 12 months in then, am I going to keep going? Well, yes, I think I am. I think we've come this far. As I said earlier in the video, the ideal would be to be able to do the 4 days, the 40 hours, 4 days, but during the day and closer to home. So I'm going to stick it out, because in the UK here, there's been a budget recently, and it might have played into the self-employed hands a little bit better for us, because it's raised the national insurance contributions that employers are going to have to make for their employees. Now, that might make a few employers a bit wary about taking on extra staff, and they might look to go down the freelance route. So fingers crossed. I know that's not going to be great for everybody, and unfortunate if you're in that position, but fingers crossed it might play into my hands. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. We've got 3 more projects up till Christmas, so we'll get to the end of the year. We'll take stock, we'll go again, and just, keep going with it, because it's nice to be able to have this degree of freedom, but keep your fingers on the pulse of what's going on within the industry. Win-win. I pick up my work through an agency. I met with a few and decided to go with one based in Glasgow. They cover the entire Scottish area, so they've given me a few options, and I picked the ones that suit. I think I'll continue to do that, because they do already have the contacts, and it takes a bit of pressure off. I'm not sure how happy firms would be with you trying to contact them direct if you wanted to go down the self-employed route. Now, I'm working as a site manager, and with the accreditations I've got here in Scotland, I'm getting paid between 25 and 30 pounds an hour. It depends a lot on how busy the industry is at the time, but through the majority of this year, it has been the higher end of that pay grade, which is good. Moving forward, I think I'm going to stick with that. Now, one thing to remember if you're in the construction industry is you can join the CIS, Construction Industry Scheme, for your tax purposes. Now, that means during the course of the year, you're going to pay 20% tax off your salary, which means you'll get to the end of the year and you've made a dent into your tax contribution, so you're not going to suddenly get a humongous bill. Also means if you do your tax return well, you keep your receipts for breakfast, your mileage, that sort of stuff, you might even get a rebate, who knows. So you do still have to do a tax return. The other thing to remember, be mindful of the fact that you will have to pay national insurance at the end of the year as well, and that's probably going to be in one lump sum, so you've just got to be, prepared for that hit. I think I'll continue to work forward like that. Going through the agency also has the benefits it's got is they already have the contacts. They, when it comes to salary, the salary gets paid through their payroll, so your salary's guaranteed every month, and they keep their eye in, so they stay on top of the industry. You don't have to spend too much time doing that. They put the options in front of you. So yes, they take a skim off the top, but they are providing a service, and you've got to pay for that. I've got a good relationship with the consultant I deal direct with now after the 12 months, so I'm probably going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with him. He knows what I'm looking for. He knows what I like. He knows what I don't like. So it works for both of us. You might find another route, but that's the one I'm sticking to, because it's worked. Hey. And just like that, that's our working week over. It's Friday morning. I've got a 3-hour drive home, but the good news is I don't have to be in work now until Monday evening, so time to have a bit of R&R. I seem to be going back with a little bit of a cold, but gee whiz, it's got really nippy since I've been up here. If this has been useful, then please give us a thumbs up. If you want to hit subscribe, because I think we'll keep on top of this topic. I think it's going to become more and more important. I don't know if important's a word, but prudent as 2025 goes on. If you've got any comments, if you're thinking of doing this, yourself if you've done it. If I've missed a few things out, if there's some stuff I should know, then please let me know below. Looking forward to seeing where this journey goes as we get a little bit older and a little bit wiser. Thanks very much for watching this one. I better get on the road, so I shall say goodbye. Goodbye.